because they didn't know if they shook my hand or not. Some people in the group wouldn't eat with me, shake my hand, or be in the same room as me. They were afraid they could give their kids or someone else AIDS. It took weeks and weeks of being very careful with the makeup. Linda Evans, the blonde beauty who made a big splash as Crystal Carrington on Dynasty, not only became famous all over the world, but she also set the fashion trends of the 1980s. But was her life really as wonderful as the movie made it seem? She had been through broken marriages, betrayals, and even when she was at her most beautiful, constant fights with physical and mental illness. At one point, Linda Evans was blamed for a legal scandal that shook the public's view of her as a perfect beauty model. Later, when she was 83 years old, Linda Evans finally told the sad truth about her troubled life. She overcame everything to find herself again, from the peak of her work to the worst times when she thought life wasn't worth living. What did really happen? Let's look into a story that hasn't been told before. Linda Evans's mental journey is made up of beauty, fame, and pain. Linda Evans was born in Hartford, Connecticut on November 18, 1942. She comes from a family with a long history of art. Her love of the arts began with the fact that both of her parents were skilled dancers. The family moved to North Hollywood when Linda was a child to find better job options in the entertainment business. That's where she grew up with her two sisters, Carol and Kathy, in a safe and caring place. Even though Linda grew up in an artistic family, she was a shy child who avoided other people's eyes and felt awkward in social settings. At Hollywood High School, she was told that taking acting classes would help her feel better about herself. At first, the acting lessons were just a way for her to get over being shy, but they opened up a whole new world for her. Linda slowly learned how much fun and enjoyment it is to perform on stage, and with each part she played, she felt more confident. They became really interested in playing, and it grew. Linda got over her shyness at Hollywood High School, and those years also set the stage for her future job. That's where the shy young girl who would become a famous TV star began her journey. At age 15, Linda Evans got her start in the entertainment business with a part in a TV ad. Even though it was a small bit, her first time in front of the camera made her want to be an actress even more. Filmmakers were immediately drawn to Linda's natural beauty and captivating presence. This led to roles in famous TV shows at the time, like Wagon Train, Bachelor Father, and The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Linda got a lot of useful practice during this time and slowly became known as a talented young actress. In 1965, Linda made a big change when she was cast as Audra Barkley in The Big Valley. She had her first major part in a long-running series in this one. Being the youngest daughter of the Barkley family, Audra Barkley was a strong, smart, and undeniably attractive person. Linda played Audra with the right amount of confidence and emotional depth, which captivated the audience and made an impact that will last. Linda's life changed when she went to The Big Valley. The show was a hit and ran until 1969, making her a well-known figure on TV, but it also helped her get away from small parts, which cemented her place in the entertainment business. She often said that playing Audra Barkley helped her see how talented she was and gave her access to better chances. This big step forward was not only the first peak of her career, but it also set her up well for the rest of the way. People loved Linda in her part as Audra Barkley, but she was about to start a new role that would make her famous. What was next for Linda Evans? It was the bright glare of Dynasty, a jump that would change her life forever. Most people know Linda Evans for her part as Crystal Carrington on the TV show Dynasty, which made her notorious around the world. When it first aired in 1981, Dynasty quickly became a worldwide hit with its gripping story about the rich Carrington family and their many problems, loves, and betrayals. Linda's role, Crystal Carrington, was very important to the show. Crystal, who was married to John Forsythe's character Blake Carrington, was shown to be smart, kind, and strong. The tense rivalry between Crystal and Blake's ex-wife Joan Collins's Alexis Colby led to some of the most dramatic moments in the show and became a symbol of Dynasty. The famous fights between Crystal and Alexis not only kept people watching, but they also helped the show do very well. Linda won a lot of important awards for her part as Crystal Carrington. In 1982, she won the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Television Series. From 1982 to 1985, she was nominated for a Golden Globe every year and won several People's Choice Awards, which shows how much people loved her. Linda was also up for an Emmy Award in 1983, which made her even more famous as one of the most famous TV actors of the time. Fashion styles around the world were also started by her. Crystal's closet of expensive gowns, evening dresses, and fur coats set a standard for style that millions of women around the world followed. Linda quickly became famous for her full blonde hair, flawless makeup, sharp eyes, and neutral-colored lips. Women of all ages were inspired to copy her style. Linda also looked sophisticated when she wasn't acting. She wore crisp white shirts, jeans, and long coats together in a classic way that was both simple and elegant. The clothes she wore in Dynasty not only showed off her beauty, but they also became symbols of the time and have been used by fashion designers to inspire collections for years to come. Linda showed that fashion is more than just clothes. It's also a way to show who you are and share your story. Her style will live on forever. Linda has been in a number of movies besides Dynasty. She played a lead role in the 1979 action movie Avalanche Express with Lee Marvin and Robert Shaw. She was in Steve McQueen's last movie, Tom Horn, which came out in 1980. Even though Linda's movie parts weren't as popular as her TV roles, they showed that she was open to trying out different types of roles. In Dynasty, The Reunion, which came out in 1991, Linda played Glass again. Fans could revisit the famous story and characters of the Carrington family on this short-lived show. Linda's return to the part was well received, showing that people still like her. Even though Dynasty is still her most famous part, Linda was always looking for new roles and worked hard to grow her career. Her success isn't just measured by the awards she wins, it's also measured by how deeply each act connects with the people who watch it. Linda Evans is a famous actress who also serves as an example to young people. She is strong and loves her job very much. Even though Linda Evans reached the top of her work and became a worldwide star, her personal life was full of tragedy and hardship, which left her with deep emotional scars in marriage and love. Linda married John Derek, a famous actor and director who was 16 years older than her, in 1968. Linda was only 26 years old at the time, but Derek was already a famous Hollywood star, known for his good looks and sureness of himself. Not only was Derek Linda's partner, he also had a big impact on her job by pushing her to do well in the tough entertainment business. But what at first seemed like a happy marriage quickly turned into heartbreak. It wasn't easy for Linda and Derek to get along from the start. Derek was famous for having a rough love life. He was married to actress Ursula Andress and was known as a passionate but controlling guy. During their marriage, Derek's need to be in charge became clear. He wanted Linda to give up her acting job so that they could focus on their family, and she did it out of love. But Linda's efforts to find a middle ground could not keep the marriage stable. Derek kept running her life, telling her what to wear and what to do with her personal interactions. Linda thought that giving up oneself was an important part of love when she was young and inexperienced, but her desire to bend wasn't enough to protect her from the pain Derek would cause. In 1973, Derek's marriage fell apart when he started seeing Mary Kathleen Collins, an 18-year-old who would become famous as Bo Derek. Derek not only lied to Linda about his affair, but he also showed it off in public by taking Bo to Germany and Greece to avoid getting in trouble with the law because they are 30 years apart in age. Not only was this a shocking betrayal for Linda, it was also a public shame. Derek got a lot of bad feedback for being selfish, and Linda became the subject of rumors and talk. In the future, Linda said that this was the worst time of her life. The man she loved very much betrayed her, leaving her feeling alone and without a plan. She was distraught when her marriage ended, and she felt bad about herself because she kept comparing herself to Bo Derek, who was younger and more beautiful. Even though Linda was in a lot of pain, she decided to stay quiet and not speak out in public, even though she was being closely watched. Linda didn't want to give up, so she decided to face her pain and move on. After 6 rough years, she ended her marriage in 1974. The split wasn't easy, but it was a turning point for Linda that helped her find herself again. After breaking up with Derek, she called her boss and told him she was ready to start acting again. Linda's strength not only helped her get over a broken heart, but it also opened the door for a new phase in her work. She quickly got back on her feet in the entertainment business, and her part as Crystal Carrington on Dynasty made her even more famous just a few years later. Linda turned her pain into a goal, showing that she was more than a woman who had been looked down upon. She was a symbol of power and determination. Years after John Derek died in 1998, Bo Derek said in public that she felt bad about the part she played in Linda and John's divorce. Bo said that when she was younger, she didn't fully understand what would happen if she got involved in someone else's relationship. She felt bad about the pain she had caused Linda by accident, and admitted that her own marital relationship with Derek was both beautiful and hard. Even though the end of her marriage to John Derek broke her heart, Linda Evans turned her pain into strength to move on. People said Derek was mean to Linda, but Linda chose to forget about it and used it to teach herself never to lose her worth when she's in love. Linda became a sign of strength because she wouldn't let bad things control her life. In 1975, a year after ending her troubled marriage to Derek, Linda started a new part of her life by getting married to successful real estate businessman Stan Herman. Herman wasn't in the entertainment business like Derek was, which gave Linda the security she had been looking for. At first, they were hoping for a less stressful life away from the fame and stress of Hollywood, but this marriage did not turn out the way Linda had planned. Over the course of their 4 years together, it became clear that they had different goals and ways of life. Linda stayed a big star in Hollywood, while Herman, who was great in his own field, had a hard time fitting in with Linda's world. Their marriage didn't bring them much together, so in 1979 they chose to split up, ending their short but meaningful union. After her divorce, Linda met a number of famous people, such as Lee Majors, who played the lead role in the $6 Million Man. Even though they were only together for a short time, the fact that 2 TV stars were dating became a mainstream media story. One of Linda's most well-known relationships was with the famous Greek singer Yanni. Starting in 1989, they were together for almost 10 years. Linda often talked about how Yanni gave her the peace and happiness she had been looking for a long time. People remember the time they spent together as one of the most beautiful times in Linda's personal life, even though they never got married. Linda never had kids when she was married or with the men she dated afterward. She has said out loud that she doesn't feel bad about not having kids. She decided to focus on her career, her relationships, and making her life meet her own goals instead. Linda was happy and fulfilled when she took care of herself, followed her dreams, and kept close ties with the people who were most important to her. Looking back, Linda's marriage to Stan Herman was only a short part of her life. However, it helped her learn more about herself and what was important in love. Even though Linda had 2 failed marriages and never had children, she stayed positive and strong, always looking for happiness and real ties in her personal life. For her, every relationship, no matter how long it lasted or how short, taught her something important that helped her grow and become more self-aware. Some people think that Linda Evans' decision not to have children shows that she values her work and her own happiness more than having children. Do you agree with this point of view? Tell us what you think below. Linda Evans moved into a new part of her life that would be hard on both her physical and mental health. This came after several failed marriages and big changes in her life. Linda used to be stunning on TV and a symbol of beauty and strength, but behind the glamour, she fought silent fights that not many people knew about. Linda had a very bad health problem in 2014. She had to take strong drugs because her back pain was so bad she couldn't stand it. At the same time, chronic fatigue syndrome made her body very tired, which made her daily life very hard. In addition to her problems, she hurt her neck while doing high-intensity sports, which made her life even worse. Linda fell into a deep despair because of these mental and physical problems. She thought about ending her life to get away from the constant pain when she was at her worst. Back in the same year, Linda was jailed for driving too fast, which made headlines and hurt her reputation. Later, though, it came out that her behavior was caused by the side effects of the painkillers she was taking for her serious back pain. 30 painkillers were found in Linda's purse while the cops were investigating. She said the pills were given by her doctor, but she admitted she didn't know they affected her ability to drive. Linda was already having a hard time emotionally, and the steroid treatments were making her hair loss even worse. As a beauty icon, this was a very painful experience for her. Wore wigs to deal with things. She didn't feel bad about going on this journey, though. Instead, she saw it as a way to heal. In interviews, Linda told her story honestly and said that accepting her flaws helped her gain confidence and learn to love herself again. Linda realized that she had lost her sense of self in many of her past relationships as she thought back on her life. She had forgotten who she really was after years of giving up things she wanted and breaking rules to please other people. Still, these hurts helped her understand how important freedom and self-respect are. Linda set out on a hard but determined path to healing because she was determined to get better. It was important to her to take care of her mental health, find balance, and start living her life on her own terms. Linda once said that every problem in life has a solution, and that her worst problems showed her how strong she really was. She came out of the darkest times to find her own light again. It's not just that Linda Evans is a TV star, she's also a live example of how strong it is to bounce back from problems and start over. Linda Evans refused to let pain and struggle define her, even though she was going through a lot in her life. Through her hard times and healing, she not only became stronger, but she also left behind a memory that is deeply inspiring. Linda is famous for more than just the parts she plays on TV. She is a sign of strength and kindness, sending a strong message that people can get through hard times and find themselves again. Linda's impact goes far beyond the small screen. Her fame helped her spread information about health problems, especially the ones she was dealing with herself, like chronic fatigue syndrome and how important it is to live a healthy life. In her books, Linda Evans's Beauty and Exercise book and Recipes for Life, she wrote about how to take care of yourself and look good. These books were more than just how-to guides. They were also inspiring tools for many women who were trying to find balance and happiness in their lives. Linda's most important memory is not the awards and praise she received, but the strength of her own story. She showed that hardships and pain cannot destroy a person, but can instead help them start over and grow. Her message has spread beyond the entertainment business and is now an inspiration to women all over the world who are trying to get through tough times. Linda Evans shows that a person's worth is not based on how well they can avoid problems, but on how well they can deal with and get through them. Not only does her acting job honor her, but she also inspires many people to believe that they can find light even in the darkest times. After a life and job full of ups and downs, Linda Evans has now begun a new chapter, a peaceful and meaningful life. She now lives in Washington State, where the peaceful nature helps her keep her balance. Linda, who has an estimated net worth of $20 million, stays out of the spotlight and stays in touch with her fans while following her personal interests and doing inspiring things. When Linda came back to movies in 2021, it was with a small but important part in the movie's swan song. The performance showed that she still has the acting skills and emotional range to play complex roles. Her appearance made longtime fans happy and confirmed that she is a recognized TV icon. Linda focuses on having a healthy life when she's not acting. She pays special attention to her diet and workout routine. In her book, Recipes for Life, she often writes about recipes. The book is full of easy dishes like salad of hope and light soups that go with touching stories. Each recipe for Linda is more than just a meal. It's a memory that helps her get through the hardest times. Yoga and working out are important parts of her daily routine. One thing Linda has said many times is that yoga not only makes her feel better physically, but it also helps her calm down every day. She loves doing yoga outside in the peaceful scenery of Washington, D.C. It helps her mind feel refreshed and keeps her body flexible. Linda is sure that real beauty comes from within, so she doesn't care about strict beauty standards or trying to look perfect. She tells people to love and accept themselves, and she stresses that inner peace and confidence are more important than how you look. Early in 2025, Linda started the year off with a touching Instagram post. She gave her fans a sweet New Year's wish in a video. May this be the year you discover the beauty and magic of your true self. May we always believe in our dreams and keep fighting for them until they come true. Happy New Year and lots of love from me to you. Linda's natural beauty and high energy level in the video quickly caught the attention of her fans, solidifying her status as a Hollywood icon and a source of inspiration for many. Linda Evans is 83 years old, but she shows that how we choose to live and love ourselves makes all the difference in how happy we are. She continues to inspire people by living with energy and hope, showing us that every day is a chance to start over and grow. Although life can be hard at times, Linda Evans shows that having strength and respect for yourself can help you live a meaningful and satisfying life. Linda has gone from being a TV star to an inspiring person. She has overcome problems, kept changing, and left a memory that goes beyond TV. She is still a source of hope for people who are looking for peace and power within themselves. At the age of 82, the story of her life shows that every day is a chance to start over and live a true life. What are your thoughts on the moving story of Linda Evans? What about her story speaks to you the most? What do you think? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss any more stories about famous people in Hollywood. We'll see you next time.